in Algeria, but of course it does. He then fought in Switzerland, France, Spain, and last time out in Germany. So he's a bit of a travelling fighter, is Barawi. Last fight, of course, for Osi was also in Germany against Rudiger Mai. But most of his fights have been in Spain, although he has fought a few times in Portugal and once or twice in France, which I mentioned earlier. And quite a deliberate sort of fighter as well, Osi. He makes a fairly steady start and tends to come on a wee bit as the fight develops. But I've got a feeling here that Barawi is going to be the same in round 1. And if this goes the full route, as he will be in round 8. That's no criticism, by the way. It just means that he's a reasonably steady performer. And Osi, one of those fighters who, well, the crowd are appreciating that rally from both men. Decent right hand from Osi. And yeah, just about to say, Manuel is one of those fighters who I personally believe fights at the other man's level. And that means, you know, the better they are, the better he'll be. But, you know, if they're not up to much, he doesn't tend to perform as well as he possibly could. And Barawi, of course, has already established himself as a reasonably durable loser. Only 2 wins, of course, in 10 fights. And Osi should be altogether much too quick for the Algerian here. North Africa, of course, against West Africa. This could be... No, I won't even mention it. So they are at the end of round 1, and probably a first round there for Osi. Well, I will mention, actually, I'm just about to say I'm surprised no one yet has thought of the Pan-African title. Although, having said that, they probably have whilst we've been on air, so... So there you are in the corner there, Jimmy Deuce. He's a bit of a jobbing corner man, Jimmy Deuce. He'll go in with anyone who's come without a cornerman. And generally pretty good at the old wash and brush up. I'm not too sure how much he knows about boxing, but he's been around the game a while. Yes, into round 2 of the scheduled 8 cruiserweight match. And Manuel Osi, now a Spanish citizen, originally from Monrovia in Liberia, in the white trunks against the Algerian Barawi. And this is a real international flavour when you think about it. The fight's taking place in Germany. You've got a Spanish African and an Algerian. Can't get much more international than that, can you? Well, Barawi, they're just going forward and missing with those punches. And if Barawi maintains this safety first aspect, there's every chance that Osi will not get out of first gear. Although, once again, the crowd, they're appreciating that burst of punches. And I don't think a slow hand clap means the same in Germany as it does in England. In England, a slow hand clap, of course, is generally delivered because the fans are displeased. But I think it's the opposite in Germany. Same as China. If they don't clap, they love you. If they do, you're in trouble. once again, Buraoui very much second best here in round 2. Of course, Buraoui's problem here is if he does make a forward move and tries to do something positive, what's he going to expect back? And I think he's fairly intimidated by that prospect. Although it didn't put him off there. Once again, a fairly steady sort of approach here by Manuel Osei, and he's going to win this round as well. Yep, no problems about that. Osei wins the first 2. So round 3 coming up then of this cruiserweight contest. Main event, of course, features the German light middleweight championship from Ilsenburg between Danny Thiele and Andy Liebling. A return. Back to the action here, though, and we are, of course, looking at Muhammad Ali Buraoui, and he's taking on Manuel Osei. And at the moment, Osei's winning this cruiserweight match, or at least he's won the first 2 rounds that we've had. It's not over till it's over. And boxing is one of those games, isn't it? Just like a team who comes back and from being a goal or 2 down in the last couple of minutes and they knock you out of the cup. You know, it happens in boxing as well. You can be a street in front and all of a sudden one big shot and it's lights out. Quite what they're trying to do to Buraoui, by the way, is not necessarily a mystery because I know this game, but there are 2 options in this game. One, you take the easy fights and you don't get paid an awful lot, and you try and build yourself a reputation and get yourself into contention for something major and hopefully earn something along the line. The other way, of course, is to earn big bucks by facing big names, and you don't win. Good attack here by Osei, although he slipped over there in the momentum of throwing a punch. Well, enough of the pace now from Osei. And as I say, Buraoui is one of those guys who's being chucked in way over his head far too early, but I just hope he's earning well out of it. Someone is. Osei always poised to strike. Oh, well, it's getting a bit more wild in this 3rd round. Osei throwing these huge, big, wide punches. No great power behind them because they're not really connecting with any great sort of accuracy. Buraoui there just stuck his tongue out a moment ago. And he's still there, giving it his best shot. And this is the kind of fight now that Osei enjoys. He likes a fairly physical sort of tussle. But of course, the great thing about it is that he's up against a man who's only won twice, and every chance that in that tussle you're going to come out best, as he does, winning round 3 again. I should say winning round 3 as well. And Manuel, he turned professional back in 1994. A fairly busy campaign so far, 26 fights in 7 years. And Bouraoui, of course, he turned pro in 1997. Only had 2 fights that year, didn't box at all in 1998, 2 in 1999. And of course, he's been fairly active last year and this year. But a pretty patchy start there for the Algerian, which is obviously why he decided to move and box all over the place rather than confine himself to boxing in Algeria. It's obviously not a very lively scene. Round 4 then. Bouraoui yet to win a round on my card, but let's not rule that prospect out. Although I'll be surprised. And of course, Bouraoui using every single fight he has as a learning experience. He's one of these guys that's come to professional boxing with a reasonable idea of what he's doing. But of course, he's fine-tuning himself with experience, and he's not learning a great deal in the gym, I don't think, and has a very poor tactical awareness. But just hoping you can pick up a few tips from these better men that he's faced. Oh, a decent right there from Osei. One of the best punches of the fight so far. Well, big swinging misses then from the Spaniard. Oh, Bouraoui having just a tiny bit of success there, getting through with a couple of very weak punches. Well, first bit of blowing comes from Bouraoui there, just grabbing hold of Osei. And a complaint that Osei went in with his head dangerously, but of course unintentionally. And Bouraoui at the moment finding Osei a bit on the strong side. By the way, Bouraoui lost his first 2 fights inside the limit. So a very poor start. In fact, lost 3 of his first 4 inside the limit. Very poor start to his professional career. And in those 8 defeats, half of them have been stoppage losses. So, although I think he's getting better. Osei again. .40-36 then, 4 gone, 4 to go. And obviously they're taking quite an interest in the ring card girl. So, round 5. This is the halfway stage, of course, of this 8-round match. We've had 4, and we've got potentially another 4 to come. So let me just remind you of the protagonists in the green trunks, of course, as you can see there on your screen. Mohamed Ali Bouraoui in action against Manuel Osei. fairly measured approach here now by both men. Burawi doing all he can. Manuel OC not really putting himself out here. As I said, unless he's pushed, he won't. That's the kind of guy he is. He'll come down to his opponent's level, and he's done that. But he'll also go up a notch if it's necessary. Well, up in the pace here again. And once again, not really having his eye on the target. There are lots of punches going astray, but enough getting through. Well, once again, Burawi, they're trying to find the space to land a punch, but finding OC very willing and able to counter him as he comes in. And Burawi really can't punch, he can't break an egg, this fella. And it's a real shame. It's, you know, he's reasonably durable, but as you can see here, he punches like a lightweight. Well, having said that, that's no offence, of course, to all the lightweights I know. But not a great banger by any means. And he always seems to mark up as well, Burawi, around the face. Another round there from Manuel OC, no doubt about that. So round 6 coming up then, just the wash and brush up there for Burawi and for OC. OC to lose a round on my card. And it's a real bonus to be able to relax like this, the way that OC is. I mean, he knows that there's nothing major coming back at him. He's seen the record of Burawi. He knows what he's capable of. And more importantly, he knows what he's capable of himself. So, not having to put himself out too much here, which is a bit of a change really for OC, because he's had some pretty tough fights over the years. That 12-round points defeat at the hands of Rudiger my last time out, of course. Well, whilst not punishing, would have been very frustrating. My, of course, an excellent boxer, very tall, 6'4". But it was his first defeat, I think, for about 5 years. Yes, the last time he lost was 1995, OC. And that was a stoppage at the hands of one Janos Dubai. Once again, OC there lets the punches fly, possibly hurt his right hand there with a sloppy right, and that's the problem, you know. And I've said it time and time again, you know, don't worry about the headshots they take, worry about the punches they deliver, because sometimes you get more damage on your hands, regardless of whether you're wearing a glove, then he'll never get on your head. And well, it looks like OC may not have hurt himself after all, but it is a major problem for a lot of fighters. Broken bones in the hands, big problems, because they are the tools of your trade. Scuffle bone particularly painful, I know that from personal experience, and knuckles as well being cracked, fingers broken. And I wasn't even a puncher, so you know, it's just think of the guys that do hit hard. Of course, a lot of those injuries to the hands as OC wins the round, you know, can be put down to just poor technique. 60-54 now, 2 to go. Yes, if you deliver a punch wrongly, it can cause horrendous hand problems. Thumbs can break, fingers can break, metacarpals can get cracked. Anyway, I won't go on about it, but I hope you get the picture. And this is a fairly fruitless exercise as far as Buraoui is concerned. Yes, into the penultimate round, then round 7. Of course, there's no call on OC to do anything other than he's already done in this one, because the fight's won. Needs to keep himself out of trouble. Unless, of course, he wants to put in a grandstand finish, he probably won't. Once again, the crowd. I think that's fairly positive sort of clapping, not really sure. And Buraoui, of course, has been second best in absolutely every department. I just hope he does begin to show more signs of improvement down the line, or at least box in his own class, because he's just going to get himself beaten up and have a very short career at this kind of level. Although, let's be honest, OC's taking things pretty easily on him. Well, it looks like it'll go the full route, this one. Principally because OC's not bothered. And of course, the idea there from Buraoui was absolutely right. Pop a little right hand over his left jab, but thrown with so little conviction and so little power. Looks like these two signed a peace pact before they got into the ring. Oh, and for the first time in the fight, Buraoui landed punches there, more than one. Got punished though downstairs. Last few seconds of the 7th. One more after this, of course. Well, almost an argument there for giving Buraoui a share